2, 3. Happy Father's Day.
That man right there,
Put on some man shit though.
But that's the man.
It's supposed to take care home. Get on a hunt and go bring that to him. Made a killing just to bring that to him. Can't judge how he bring that to him. Long as he bring that to him. Let's get it. Gonna put God first, family after. Do good deeds to secure the hereafter. Show his kids not to work for a master, but make sure you go hard at what you go after. Let's go. Gonna be the man he want his daughter to marry. Even if it ain't yours, treat it like it is, like Joseph and Mary. Without a man you can't have no family, let's be clear. The protector, the provider, the decider, often misguided, the multiplier, the fire. Cause most of us liars, the creator of war and peace. It's the God that's inside us. I'ma be who I'm supposed to be. This is the life God chose for me. If we don't work, how they supposed to eat? You gotta be a man. I'ma be who I'm supposed to be. I'ma be who I'm supposed to be. The building is shepherd over the flock, still under construction, getting killed by cops. When your seed is born, that's when your real life starts. When you lead a kid, shit, that's when alchemy starts. That's real life art. Ain't perfect, but it's described, man. Gotta think twice when you decide, man. We the ones who paint the horizon. We would do whatever to provide for them. Drew Dave got a seed too. Wody JB, bless from Spring Hill. Yeah, we see you. My nigga Wody, man. My nigga JB. And all the fathers out there. Hey, you gotta be a man. You gotta be a man. My nigga bless from Spring Hill Lake, I see you. Shit. My grandfather, man. Hey, Leslie Ruffin.
They kids, next day, they look like that.
Oh my Lord.
Bye-bye.
Back to the back, had to muscle up. Yeah, what it is, Picasso. Let's go. I just want take me another trip. I just want fuck me another bitch. I just want stuff me another bag. Stay silent, never on sucker shit. I might just make me another run. Shorty, she bad, I might cut her up. Hand me some money and fuck it up. Back to the back, had to muscle up. Yeah, back to the back, had to muscle up. Yeah, back to the back, had to muscle up. Money made whether I'm undefeated. Got me a number, you never beat it. Everything cash, don't do the leasing. Might chase the summer, my favorite season. My bros, my dogs, man, they never snitch. Whether it come down to the police, money war, or bitch. Think about how far I came when I sit in my whip. Y'all just trying to get famous. We just trying to get rich. Had a couple people cross me. Do me dirty, I was in a hole. Lesson I learned was costly. Could've gave after one of bros. Could've got me some newer clothes. Could've shagged and got me a hoe. But I know life is a gamble. I just grabbed a dice and let it roll. Woke up by the ocean. Taking trips got me feeling good. Cause on everything I love, I know some niggas died. They ain't never left the hood. Bitches see I'm making moves. Doing anything to fuck me. Tell the truth, I had my dream girl. I was too concerned with money. I was too concerned with trust. But not enough on communication. But you dealing with a hustle, baby. I be in and out of situations. I be in and out of airports. Get a flight and pick a destination. I be in and out of rentals. Pick you up in something different just for dinner. I just want take me another trip. I just want fuck me another bitch. I just want stuff me another bag. Stay silent, never on sucker shit. I might just make me another run. Shorty, she bad, I might cut her up. Hand me some money and fuck it up. Back to the back, had to muscle up. Yeah. Back to the back, had to muscle up. Yeah. Back to the back, had to muscle up. Money made while I'm undefeated. Got me a number, you never beat it. Everything cash, don't do the leasing. Might chase the summer, my favorite season. Headaches on the daily. Constant drama with my baby mother. Heartbreaks on the daily. Cause at one point I really loved it. I was trying to build something big. Remember when I couldn't get a gig? I'm a businessman, make a business move. You can see how I really live. Yeah. I don't know about you, but I'm limitless. Still fresh like I ain't been in shit. Talking funny with injured shit. Working out with no membership. Getting money, thinking tint the whip. If it ain't faction, don't mention it. If it ain't solid, I ain't into it. Cause fake niggas, fake hoes. I swear this world we so phony. My sister said that I'm cold because I chill by my lonely. You try to fuck my baby mother, then you act like my homie. You know some niggas that heard of me. You don't know me. Sharpshooter like Kobe. Same team like Ginobili. You watch the why I live the why I know niggas that went out like Brody. No niggas that's hiding that owe me. New niggas gon' turn me to old me. New niggas be different than loyalty. New niggas that snitch on they code. I just wanna take me another trip. I just wanna fuck me another bitch. I just wanna stuff me another bag. Stay silent, never on sucker shit. I might just make me another run. Sure that she bad, I might cut her up. Hand me some money and fuck it up. Back to the back, had to muscle up. Yeah. Back to the back, had to muscle up. Yeah. Back to the back, had to muscle up. Money made while I'm undefeated. Got me a number, you never beat it. Everything cash, don't do the leasing. Might chase the summer, my favorite season.
Yes, we back. It's the one and only NEMPATHY Show right here on NEMPATHYShow.com. I go by the name of SONICBOONE TV. Yo, we got Wow Phil in the building, man. Yo, it's the NEMPATHY Show. What's good, baby?
What's up, man?
How are you?
I'm all right. I just came back from vacation, so I'm like tired and calm.
Where'd you go?
I went to my wife's best friend. She's gonna get hitched. So she's got this guy who owns a house in Kansas. It's like a fucking mansion with a pool. I mean, it looks like a Gucci Mane video down there, and it was fun, man.
Hell yeah, man. You know, I like to swim myself, man. Get in the pool. But I was looking at those live pools or like natural pools.
Yeah.
I think I might want one of those.
Is it natural because it don't got chlorine? Is that what you're talking about?
Right.
That's what that's what I was in.
That's dope. So
yeah.
So could you, I've never been in one. Could you tell what's the difference that you noticed?
The way it filters is it goes through some kind of purifier through copper. But the funny thing was one of the girls there, she's blonde and her hair started turning green.
Damn.
So it's something with the metal. I mean, it's natural and it'll go away. They're saying you got to use like some apple cider vinegar, but I think it's better than chlorine. So.
Right, but if people peeing in the pool.
Yeah. Hey man, but it's natural.
Right. No doubt. Yo, we wait for the fellas to show up. In the meantime, I got some icebreakers. All right. So this first video, Phil, you've been with your lady for a while, right?
Yeah.
So I know it's times where you want to get it in, and she's not into it. She's not in the mood, and she just doesn't give it up, man. So
Yeah.
this is how this guy dealt with it.
They give you no action last night.
You all good? I fucking love you, G. I'm gonna get up with you, alright? Keep your head up.
They don't like when that no affection is returned.
Yeah. Yeah, you treat him like it's your homie, because you wouldn't fuck your homie, so you got to treat him like that.
Yeah, basically. Do you ever? What do you think about the idea of someone holding out as a form of punishment or to get what they want in a relationship?
I don't know, man. I mean, it kind of is manipulative, so I'd say it's bad at that aspect. But then the other thing is, like, I never been in that situation, so I wouldn't know. And if I feel like if I was in that situation, I'd run away. I'd go somewhere, I mean, that's the punishment. I'm gonna be gone.
Right. It seems like those are the types of things that happen once you're committed and you can't go anywhere.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what I would do. It's not cool. So
Right. Now check this out right here.
Appreciate it, fuck.
All right,
Got
boy.
a bathroom I can use?
Yeah, down the hallway, fuck. Thick ass.
Put this on for me. Put this on for me.
Put the necklace on?
Right on my neck.
Nah, I ain't gonna be able to do that, bro. Hey, just go on to the restroom, bro.
Go on to the restroom.
Yeah, man. You see a lot of things in the barbershop. That would be crazy.
yeah, that looks scripted to me though. Like that's too ridiculous. Like that's.
My man had a BBL, man.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. Well, it's a lot of scripted situations happening right now on social media, and some of them, I guess, the acting is so real or the situation is so relatable that they're sparking, like, they're going viral and sparking conversation. Just like the one with the McDonald's. The guy had a child by a woman who had 3 other children, and he brought McDonald's for his child and not for the other children. And it sparked a huge debate on social media. Come to find out it's a skit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I heard about some McDonald's shit, but I didn't know what the hell it was about. I didn't know it was that. That's I mean, that reminds me of when they had that bus driver throw off that midget. They thought it was a kid.
Oh, it was actually a midget.
Yeah. And they thought he was beating the shit out of a kid, but he's like no, this guy's a creep. But then you find out it's scripted. People do whatever to be viral.
Right. Yo, Doug in the building.
Yo, what's up?
What's up?
What's up, wild philosopher?
What's up, man?
Nothing. And first, don't be flossing your white privilege by using an incendiary term like midget. We say little people on here. Coming from a disenfranchised community like African Americans, we don't like to be called black because my skin isn't black. They're not midgets. They're little people, Phil. Don't be offensive.
I call him a midget spinner because that's what gets my anxiety away. I spin him on my finger like a basketball.
Doug, man,
I know you're fucking with me.
yeah, I don't care.
Doug, how was your weekend? How was it wrapping up?
How's the what?
Your weekend. How's your weekend? How's it wrapping up?
Man, the weekend was all right, man. It was cool. Just a whole bunch of stuff, man. This joint, like, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, the stuff that I heard this weekend in the news is amazing. It really and truly is. Like, did you hear that they said, did you hear about the interview with Macy Gray?
Let's talk about it.
All right. Macy Gray, first and foremost, she was on with Piers Morgan. Now, anybody who knows anything about the media knows that the media has a quota of ruining one star's career per week. Piers Morgan, his quota is 2 a day. So I don't know if Macy was the first or the second career that he tried to ruin. But he asked her, he said, Macy, what is the definition of a woman? And that's a very incendiary thing. And Macy said, well, the definition of a woman is she got titties. And everybody was all in an uproar talking about Macy just killed her career by saying that women are women that have titties. And I'm like, Macy didn't kill her career with that.
Yeah, I got titties.
Macy killed her career. Macy killed her career when she sang the national anthem at this year's All-Star game. That's when Macy killed her fucking career. Did you hear that shit? Outside, can you feel? She couldn't carry a note if that shit had a handle.
How do some people get that gig? Like
what? That?
Yeah, like to sing the national anthem. It seems like there's an equal amount of disappointments than there are triumphs.
Bruh, I'll put it to you like that. I'll put you like this. If they made the requirements for singing the national anthem as stringent as they do for black people to get into Ivy League universities, we would have better performances before the game started. Because I'm going to tell you right now, ever since Whitney Houston sang the national anthem at the Super Bowl back in 1991 between the Giants and the Bills, nobody's been able to touch that shit since.
Who's
nobody.
In that game?
Huh?
Between who?
The Giants.
Okay, all right, there you go. All right.
Yeah. Since Whitney Houston sang that joint back in 91, it has been over 3 decades and nobody has been able to touch her since. Nobody has been able to touch her since. And
now,
and I thought Fergie trying to sing it like Marilyn Monroe a couple years ago was the worst I'd ever seen. Macy Gray this past February, bro, listen, I know her last name is Gray, but there was no gray area about that performance. That shit was terrible. That shit was terrible.
Yo, Petty Skywalker in the building. Damn, I remember the days of using a pick. It's been decades.
He already starting on this shit already. He already started on this shit already. Phil, have you been on with Skywalker?
I think once.
Once?
A while back.
Remember Mr. Phil? I remember Mr. Phil.
Oh, listen, hey man, whatever you do, it is a trap when this nigga decides to agree with you. If he agrees with you, turn your camera off and turn your mute button on. Tell that right now.
Listen, Doug.
Watch.
Doug is my guy.
See what I'm saying?
Like when I want Doug is petty, but Doug is like that very, like, he uses the good words petty. Like Doug the type of nigga that insults you and you ride home and you be like, wait, did this nigga insult me? Like, what did he say? Doug, I have you looking in the dictionary for a word that he used to describe you all after the fact.
Listen, man.
I just use profanities.
Listen, man. This dude, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. I'll put it to you like this. I can go on ABC and NBC with my opinions. This motherfucker can only go on Comedy Central, TBS, TNT, Sci-Fi, shit that you got to pay cable to see. Other than that, he will not be on network television.
Don't forget VH1.
And VH1, yeah.
Unmute your mic.
You're muted.
Boom, your mic.
Thank you. Yo, I got a situation right here. Now tell me what you guys would do if you were the guy on the receiving end of this
situation.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
let me play it one more time. And he looked like he just walked away. Like he kept walking.
Okay, so you watch the video. The dude that got punched definitely threw like a hard hand down on that attempted block shot. So it was almost like a tit for tat. Like watch him right here, right?
Oh, okay.
Like, you see how he came down with that hand?
On the left arm.
Yeah, he came down with that left. So that was pretty hard right there. Like, watch this. Like it looked like you probably hit him in the face or like the top of the head with that left hand. That's probably why he got the reaction that he got. But to just swing on me while I got my back turned, we gotta fight. I can get mad. I can understand a hard foul in basketball. I might get a shove, get in my face. We talk some shit. We keep it moving. But it just out blatantly punch me because I fouled you. Nah, we gotta fight.
I didn't really notice that foul at first, but upon further review, I only think he punched him because he missed the shot.
Listen to me. No blood, no foul. Play ball. Get back on defense.
That's
nigga.
how it used to be.
Get back on defense.
Have y'all, you know, we talk about how guys in the NBA today, they play a little softer than the game that we grew accustomed to when we were young. Did you notice that on the playground? Do you notice that people calling more fouls or calling fouls, period?
On the playground?
Yeah, you know, regular pickup basketball.
I'm gonna be real with you, man. Playground basketball ain't like it used to be. Because the advent of social media, everybody videotaping shit now. So you really and truly don't know what's real and what's fake. Like a lot of these videos that I see on playgrounds and stuff, where you see these dudes doing these moves and you see, man, it's not so much the move. It's just like, I'll put it to you like this. It seemed like we are in a universal episode of Punk'd, and we don't know who's in on it and who's not. So it's like when I do see videos of people on playgrounds, you don't know who's really in on it. Because I know growing up, that shit right there would have turned into an all-out brawl. That shit right there would have turned into an all-out brawl, like for real. Those two would have fought on the playground, period, point blank. But to see that dude literally get hit like that. Now, we've done some hard fouls. I've seen guys get swiped across the face when they're going for a block or going for a steal. You be like, my bad, man, my bad, my bad. It may be a little pause, but homeboy took a swing at his face when his back was turned. And old boy didn't do nothing. So it's almost like, man, I'm not too sure if that's some playground stuff, because I know in the playground, that joint would have been a fight. That joint would have been a fight right there.
Well, what would you do, man? You playing good D. The dude misses the shot. You turn around to go back down court, and he just hooks off on you.
We got to fight. I mean, literally, that to me, I know arithmetic questions 1 + 1. That's harder than that. We're fighting. That's end of story. We're fighting because
we got a box after
because
that.
we're fighting number one because you took a swing at me. We're fighting number two because my back was turned. I would have had more respect for you. I'd have had more respect for you if I'd have hit you on that block and you immediately threw the ball at me. I'd have had more respect for you. You waited till I turned around and then swung on me and hit me in my face. Nigga, we got to shoot the fair ones. We got to shoot the fair ones. This shit just turned it. Yeah, that shit went from 5-on-5 to 1-on-1.
What you doing in that situation, Phil?
I'll be honest, I'm so fucking white. I didn't even see what happened. I thought it was just a regular basketball game. I'm like, this is how you play, isn't it? You know, no, but I don't know. You know, it's shocking to me. Like Doug said, you'd get in an all-out fight, everybody, right? I would say it should be one-on-one between the two people fighting, but it's shocking that they didn't do anything.
Yeah, thank you.
I think this new generation, they don't want to fight. The other day, I was watching. I couldn't sleep. I'm watching this bully documentary on Netflix. It's just going through like these 20 kids' lives, how they get bullied, and none of them are standing up for themselves. I'm like, when I was a kid and I got bullied, that was grounds for me to fight dirty. If I'll bite a cheek off, you know, like if I got like.
Call that nigga Wild Phil for a reason.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta.
But you know the thing about it is, man, and this is gonna sound crazy, but when we were growing up, there was a dignity, a silent dignity in getting your ass whooped. There really and truly was a dignity in getting your ass whooped. As long as you stood up for what it is you believed in, there was a dignity that came along with getting. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, fellas, but there was a dignity that came along with getting your ass whooped. It was just the fact.
You got to at least have some backbone.
That's what I'm saying. At least you stood up for it. Trust me, I am a veteran of plenty of ass whooping. You understand me? I am a veteran of plenty of ass whooping. But at the end of the day, nobody could ever say they punked me. You know what I'm saying? Nobody could ever say they punked me. Now it's like, man, if I can't get to a gun, nigga, it is what it is. That's it. And it's just crazy. Nobody shoots the fair ones no more. Nobody fights anymore.
To your point, I think one of the biggest issues is cell phones, right? Doug, you can turn your camera back on. I'm not gonna do you like that. I'm not gonna do you like that. This is an actually educated opinion. I was having this conversation with one of my coworkers, and we talked about like this dude came back and shot this other dude because he beat him up. I said, if you watch the entire video, that he shot him the fair ones, right? And the problem with this, and this is why I say I agree with Doug, there is a silent dignity, even though you got beat, you didn't punk me. But there's a difference. But the problem is the people around you. Like back in my day, you square up with somebody, and guess what? After Buddy hit you with the 3-piece and you fall, all right, that's it. You got it. It's done. Nowadays, I literally seen the video. Buddy hit dude with a 4-piece. Dude hit the ground, and you standing there kicking this dude in the face. Nobody's breaking this up. So now you got it on video. So not also did you whoop my ass, but you tried to kill him.
But you got to think about it, Skywalker. It's hard to break shit up when your hands filled because you holding the goddamn camera.
You're right, and that's the thing. It's like you got all these standbys with cameras in their phone and nobody to break the fight up, because that's my biggest point. I've always been, let them scrap it out, but you also got to know when to break that fight up. Once you've determined a clear winner and a clear loser, it's like boxing and UFC. All right, that's it. You got it. That's it. You got it. You know what I'm saying? When you see UFC, you don't have a dude. How many times does a dude get hit before the referee breaks it up? You got like 2 or 3 shots, and then that's it.
Unless it's Conor McGregor before somebody, because more than likely Conor done talked about this nigga's wife. So the ref like, nah, you can get a couple of extra shots in there after you done dropped his ass.
That's one reason I don't watch UFC. Well, I don't like it is because dude be knocked out and they let him jump on their face and just pummel him about 4 or 5 times before the ref come.
But the ref be too far. He be all the way across the octagon. He be trying, like, you see the fights, bro. Bro be diving in there to get them fights.
Yeah, man. You know what it's like to get into a fight and get hit by an errant knee or some shit like that? Nah. And besides, you know what you signed up for. You know what you signed up for. That's like a stripper talking about the clients get too handsy. Bitch, you know what you signed up for when you started sliding down that pole.
Yo, man, BRYANBEKNOWIN in the building.
So to the UFC, to Boone's point, right? You gotta jump on them, because I seen a dude get dropped, like wobble, and it looked like, oh, it was over. And he got up and
whooped his ass.
I seen that video.
You gotta beat them till they not moving no more.
Right.
Also, I was setting up my studio. I seen the video. I think old boy is scared.
You know what, B? I was gonna say the same thing. I was gonna say the same thing. Maybe he know I'm gonna take this little back shot to the head, because if I square up with this man, I'm getting my ass whipped.
Yeah. Maybe he knows something we don't know. But
motherfucker, you take a swing at him at least, even if the swing is errant and has no shot of hurting him. You gotta take a swing, bruh. Now, if you get knocked out, nigga, you get knocked out. But you gotta take a swing, goddammit.
That's easy.
You gotta take a swing.
Getting knocked out.
You gotta take a swing. Like I said, I have been on the receiving end of plenty an ass whooping, and look at me, still here. Got a pretty much of a lazy eye, but hey, I got a spare. I got a spare eye. I don't trip.
Yo, random news. Got a couple news articles. Now, y'all heard about Arizona Cardinal quarterback Kyler Murray had to fire his hairdresser?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Right, because she said that he wanted her to wear pants when she came to his house to do his hair. And she got in an uproar about that, called him all types of misogynist and pig, and called herself exposing the man.
Mm-hmm.
I also did Kyler Murray's hair.
Did Kyler's here?
I did.
How was Kyler?
He actually told me don't tell nobody, but I didn't sign an NDA, so I'm going to say what the hell I want to say. Kyler, I did his hair, and I thought he was so cool. I did his hair. I was honored to do his hair. It's fucking Kyler Murray. Like, hello. I noticed immediately that he's very entitled. I'm a strong black woman, so this is going to be a very interesting relationship. When I'm doing your hair, we're dating. A lot of us are married, and some of us break up. Me and Kyler broke up.
When you say you broke up, what do you mean by that?
We broke up because I felt disrespected. He DM'd me immediately, and I responded back, and I'm like, hey, yeah, I can do your hair, whatever. So I did his hair, but then, you know, we would have little moments where we're clashed. One of the moments was he made a comment about the shade room and how black girls run it and how they can be messy. And I'm like, hello, I'm a black woman, like, calm yourself. So then one day he calls me and he's like, hey, Swanee, when you come on Thursday, can you wear pants? I don't want to wear pants. I want to wear what I wear. Why the fuck do I have to wear pants? If you can control your eyes, that's one thing. And if your girlfriend's insecure, that's her problem. I'm 29 years old. You're, what, 22? I'm a mom of 4. I work out every day. I service you whenever you want. One braid is out of place and I come and fix it for you. And you want me to wear pants? You could fuck off. I didn't say fuck off, but I said you got me fucked up. Your appointment's canceled on Thursday. Excuse me? I'm like, your appointment's canceled. Well, can you not tell the team about this? Oh, I'm telling the whole fucking team about this.
Unprofessional. What do you guys think about that?
I wonder how many.
I'm going last on this one. I'm going last on this, and that way I can't. That way Skywalker can't take my shit and add dark side to it. Goddamn, you a fucking Vader. Stop saying Skywalker. You're on the dark side, nigga. Go be knowing.
How many people looked at her and was like, "Nah, I'm good." Like you just like it was. Oh, hey, Carlita.
Don't be blushing.
Yo, man, keep going, man, keep going, man. Come on, man, keep going.
Black love.
Hey, man, had it, baby.
Yeah, raise them black sons, Doug. And you got a black son. Raise them black boys.
Hey, yo, man, mute Brian Mike, man. Mute his mic.
I gotta. But yeah, nah, shorty. What did you gain from that? Like, what did you get? First of all, whose show are you on, and why are you there? It's just man.
That nigga ain't even Adam 22. That nigga like Adam 10 and a half.
It wasn't even a nigga.
So you say, what did she gain? What she did was, there's a whole bunch of players or celebrities who will not hire her.
Right?
Because she messy.
Because she messy.
She. First of all, how are you telling your employer that they're entitled?
Mm-hmm. That's a good word, Boone. How you gonna tell your employer what you gonna wear?
Because I just want to bring. I want to bring up the anchor leg. Can I be Usain Bolt of this Jamaican relay? Can I be Usain Bolt? That's all I'm asking.
Wait a while.
I don't know anybody in this video, so I got no. So I have no bias. But the way
out of that black shit.
But the way it seems to me, like why you're that picky that you can't get your hair done anywhere else? I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't tell my hairstylist, like, I'm a weird guy. I need you to wear a Mickey Mouse outfit next time you cut my hair. Like, I don't know.
Wait, hold up. We're talking about a professional athlete. So she's getting flued out to this man. Like, she's being flown in to wherever he is to do his hair. So she's getting paid more than she's getting paid by anybody else that hair she does. So and you in my house, like, you can't come to my house with a sundress with my wife and daughter hair, like.
Right. Yeah, I could see both sides. Because then she's in. If she's dropping a client because she doesn't want to change her pants, then who's entitled?
Right.
She's got enough money.
Mm-hmm. Had enough money. I'm sure. I'm sure it's dwindled. But
first of all, he is the #1 draft pick. a couple of years ago. Second of all, he has literally taken that organization to a playoff contender, which as a black quarterback, you're already a downfall when you're a black quarterback because they expect, you know, every black quarterback to be Michael Vick-ish, right? And then you're only 5'10".
I was saying he looks very small on TV.
You're out here pulling. You're out here pulling the impossible here. So he has some right to feel a little bit entitled. You pull a franchise off their dick. I didn't see where he was wrong when he said the shade room was ran by black women and it's messy. It's very messy. Have you ever seen the captions with their stuff? It's very messy. It's and for entertainment.
Also ran by black
people,
women.
People of pigmented skin. It's pigmented entertainment. It's very messy. It's what people want to see. And I think Kyler Murray has learned his lesson from Deshaun Watson. He's like, hey, can you put on some clothes? You're not gonna get me caught up with that mess. You know what I'm saying? Like, look what Deshaun Watson has essentially lost over the last year. He's lost 2 years off his NFL career. He's lost hundreds of millions of dollars, right? And so Kyler Murray's like, you're not gonna get me, so you need to put on some pants,
right?
And so, homie need to do better with the women he boy, go to a salon, go sit in somebody's chair, and go get your damn hair done.
Everybody can't keep them straight.
He put on a helmet.
Boy, you are in Arizona. There are plenty of black and Latino women that can braid your damn hair in Arizona. Boy, go to
that's if they make it past ICE. Now, listen, let's go ahead and get this straight. All right.
He say something.
I am not anti-feminist. But what am I being knowing?
I mean, pro-ho.
Pro-ho. The one thing that set me off was the DM part. If I have to DM you, I'm not fucking with you. Not fucking with you, bro. Under no circumstances. You got to have a card, a number, and an address to a brick and mortar building that I can refer to. I am not DMing you, not no female. I'm sorry. We have seen this movie too many damn times. How many of these athletes are gonna have to learn? How many? How many of these black athletes are gonna have to learn? Stop DMing these chicks with these Instagram businesses and acting like the fact of the matter that this nigga actually said, please don't tell the team.
Right.
Shorty, your woman tells other people about your business. And this chick's livelihood is based off of you. If you honestly think that she ain't told her best friend that there was a certain night you couldn't perform, you are out your damn mind. And you're going to sit up here and rely on a perfect stranger to keep it in-house, especially when everybody is clout chasing now. I say this all the time. Social media has made people more pressed for followers than Jesus. Social media has made people more pressed for followers than Jesus Christ. And he was actually trying to save people's souls. These motherfuckers want you to follow him so they ain't the only ones going to hell. It's amazing. And the fact of the matter, this is another thing that kills me. And I'm speaking directly to our women. Do y'all understand that this strong black woman shit is really played out? This shit is about as played out as a motherfucker. This shit is about as
pick that dress up by yourself, sis. You don't need us. Move that couch by yourself, sis. You don't need us. Carry all 3 cases of water by yourself. You don't need us. Keep doing it.
I'm telling you, this shit, this strong black woman narrative and rhetoric is about as played out as a motherfucker playing Tecmo Bowl in 2022. That shit is played the fuck out. It's about as played out as this trend that everybody keeps listening to Rub You the Right Way by Johnny Gill and dancing to that shit. Like, that shit is played out, bruh. It's played out. Because all it is a repellent. It's like y'all use that shit to repel men or to test them Like, this is the thing that kills me about women nowadays. Women all over. Y'all get offended by the same shit y'all end up proving right. I'm gonna say that again. Y'all get offended by the same shit y'all validate. Think about it. She said in the video, I had an issue with him because he said Shade Room was run by black women who are messy. What do you do later in the video? Please don't tell the team. Oh, I'm telling the team. And what makes it so bad is the nigga who you talking to don't look like he played football one day in his life. So not only are you telling the team, you telling other people too. Number two, shorty, this is business. If I'm a customer, I do have a right. If you're going to come up in my house, I do have a right to ask you to dress a certain way. This is my house. Now, if I come to your place of business, which is the reason why I say have a brick and mortar business. If I come to your place of business and critique how you dress, then you can say, get your ass up out of here. But if you come into my house where I pay a mortgage, where I'm paying you to do me a service, and all I'm asking you to do is put on pants, you just said you a 29-year-old with 4 children. Maybe if you wore pants, you'd have less.
Wait, so that's a very grandma thing to say. But okay.
Just saying.
If you had on a slip, you wasn't being so fast.
Hey, you know I gotta just be an asshole. But I'm just saying, man, it's just crazy to me. It's crazy to me. Like, what are you about to say, like this is my question. This is my question.
So she was
what
coming
are
to
you
his house?
accomplishing? What are you accomplishing? What is she accomplishing with this?
She's telling the truth.
She thinks she's
trying to torpedo a successful black man.
Yeah, she thinks she's going to get him caught up in the like he's a chauvinist or he's body shaming her or my body, my choice. You know,
but I'm telling you, B-No, and this is me being dead serious, bro. This is the reason why I do blame us as men. I'm gonna get it, Carlisha. This is the reason why I do blame us as men. We as men, how dare you work so hard to get yourself to a certain point, to allow somebody to destroy it or to even put a chink in your armor? That's insane to me. Dude, you want your hair braided? Go to a brick and mortar building and get your hair braided.
Brick and mortar is getting played out now.
Man, bump that.
No, just because it's cheaper to be mobile.
To pull up.
I ain't got to lease. Yes. I don't have to have a lease.
And let me ask you this question. If Deshaun Watson went to a brick and mortar building with masseuses in them where they have cameras in the room,
that's illegal.
Answer me this question. Answer the question for real, B-No. If he took his ass to a brick and mortar building where they had cameras in the room, would he be in this position right now?
No.
He will be able to sue them because you can't have cameras in the room.
Or what? There will be some sort of justification.
But to your point, I don't think that he would be in this position because. So I wasn't there, right? No.
This nigga got more excuses, man. I swear.
Listen, let me finish. You don't know if he did do it. So if the camera was there, he probably wouldn't be in this situation because he knows the camera is there. So he's not going to do X,
it's not. Well, it's not just about the camera though, B-No. It's about the fact that you're in a public place and there are other witnesses. Because we all know every man on here has probably been accused of something that they didn't do. In this day and age, if it is you versus a woman, who are they going to believe?
Hold on.
You know it.
Skywalker.
So these men out here need to start protecting themselves. Take your ass to a brick and mortar building where there are other people there who can verify, at least to a certain degree, what did or did not take place. But if you're going to continue to keep allowing these women that you meet because you swiped up in your house, or you're going to go to their house, then nigga, you deserve everything you get. You deserve everything you get. So I do not have sympathy for Kyler Murray. I have
Skywalker,
none.
and then I got a question for Phil because I seen he raise his hand.
I'm gonna say this, right? I got 3 things, and as again, as Doug points out,
Here we go.
she was because this is good. She was hoping that society held black man to the higher standard that was like she was hoping what Doug says, when a black man never held accountable, she was hoping that black man would be held accountable. That's why she number one, because just like she said, first thing out her mouth was, I didn't sign an NDA, so I'm saying whatever the fuck I want to say. So that's number one. 2, right? 2, this is what happens, and this is where our boy Canvas Samuel said he fucked with black on black love. This is what happens when you are a black man and you are a successful black man and you cannot fuck with somebody who can't relate to you on a color scale. You need you a black woman in your life, because this is the type of shit that happens. You got to hire a hairstylist, because our boy Allen Iverson was in the league for years with braids, and I ain't never heard no scandals about a bitch doing his hair.
That's because his mama was doing
mama did it.
on the
His
sideline.
Mama did that joint.
His mama and his wife braided his hair. That's what happened.
Oh,
when
AI
he
had scandals for other shit, but I get your point.
That's what happened. And if I seen a picture of what's the quarterback, RG3, right? And it's just like, boy, why did you look like you got a haircut with no edge? This is what happened when you marry a white woman, right there. You got the house looking fucked. You need to do better.
Either that
Yo,
or
man, I'm turning my
politician.
camera off, bro.
And politicians, why the black politicians they don't have no hairline?
And she's sending you the sports clips.
But
So Phil, I saw you raise your hand, right? And the question was asked, have any of us ever been accused of something that we did not do? So you raised your hand. Would you care to share that story with us? And how did you get out of that situation?
Bro, this is the perfect group for it. You guys are gonna love this. You want a wild Phil story, all right? All right. So round
whenever somebody start off with cursing, you know it's about to be good. Hey, I fuck
because he don't even know where to start. It's so many entry points to the story. Yeah.
So they call it Me Too movement. I wanted to start something about when you get accused of rape. I was gonna call it Me 3 movement, but that just sounds like you got double penetrated. But what happened? Okay, what happened to me was like 2010, and this is the best karma. You're gonna love this, especially Doug, right? But all right. So I'm hanging out with these. I had this girl. There's this girl Maria that was in my neighborhood. She's this Greek chick, hot as hell. All the guys wanted to go out with her, but she was a fucking mooch. She was that chick that'll tease you as long as you smoke her up, buy her dinner, and everybody fell for it.
I know those.
And everybody fell for it. You know, she'd try and play this little girl thing, like, I don't know how to tie my shoes, and wear no underwear, you know? So she wants you to tie her laces and shit. So I started hanging out with her, and I'm like, oh, maybe, I mean, I'm not these other suckers. Maybe I'll get some. By accident, she fell in love with me.
Yeah.
And she ended up letting me get in there because I heard about all these guys. They bought her $500 worth of dinner, and they couldn't get to fucking half first base. You know, like they couldn't put her arm around her. So I messed around with this girl, and I'm giving these details because this is what's hilarious. I remember I messed around with her. She bends over to do doggy style, and the first thing I was like, "That's the hairiest asshole I ever seen." and I'm just, but you know what? I got in. I'm like, whatever. That turns me on. This is fucking raunchy. I'm just like, I'm gonna keep going.
Got to see it through, my boy.
So I go through, and I'm thinking this is just a fling, whatever, you know. And I've been a welder for 15 years, so I go to my job, and we had like this house that we all partied at. You know, it was like you could do everything went down there. People OD'd there, people died there. it was a fucking Animal House. And I don't go there all week because I had a full-time job. I show up there Friday the next weekend, and all my friends are like, yo, do you rape Maria? I'm like, is this a joke? No. What are you talking about? They go, no, she said you raped her. I'm like, no. She was mad that she couldn't mooch me. So she's mad that she fell in love with me and that I just ghosted her. So she told my whole group of people that I raped her. And everybody kept asking me, yo, did you rape Maria? You raped Maria? And you know, I want to know, what would you guys do if you got accused of rape? What would you do? Like falsely accused.
Why she tell the gang but she ain't tell the police?
That was my first defense. That was my first defense.
I might at this age I might go to the police. She ain't go to the police. I'm going to the police. Hey man, this woman is lying. Talking about people is raping her. Y'all need to come lock her up.
And you know what? I was thinking my first impulse, because I'm an angry white idiot, I'd start punching a fucking brick wall. But I didn't do that. I'm like, you know what? These schemy little fucking broads, you got to beat them at their own game. So she wants to play games and spread rumors about me. Anytime somebody asks me, they're like, "Oh, you raped Maria?" I just started saying, "Oh, you mean tarantula ass?" Oh, you mean I just started saying that the whole time. And then after 2 months, that fucking name stuck. And to this day, people call her tarantula ass because of it. And that shit. Yeah, she is. She is.
Well done, Phil. Well done. Well done, sir.
And after 2 months, she goes.
This motherfucker called her arachnophobia ass.
Yeah.
Eight-legged freak's booty.
Yeah, that's right. Wolf spider anus. All right.
And you know the shit that made me piss my pants from laughter was 2 months later. She's telling me, she's like, can you not tell people that anymore? Can you, like, I'm sorry. I told everyone that it was a mistake, that I made up a lie. And I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. And then one of my homies started dating her, and he's like, yo, man, I don't want there to be any weird shit, but I'm just letting you know, she got that shit waxed. And I'm like, well, thanks for the asshole update. I don't know.
Oh man, but one asshole to another. Thank you.
Yeah, and that's how it is. But you know that shit pissed me off so much because I could be in jail for that shit. But
no, I understand. I understand, man. As somebody who's been falsely accused of some shit that I didn't do, this is the reason why I said, and this is the reason why, and they can attest to this, Phil, especially be knowing, I am very much an equal opportunity shit talker. I talk shit about women, but I also talk shit about men. And my thing with men is this: if you are going to, especially rich men, you gonna work yourself to the bone. You know how many practices Kyler Murray had to go to in high school, how many summer leagues and OTAs and all of this shit he had to do. At what school did he go to? Texas A&M or what school?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. You worked your ass off to get to this point, and you're gonna sit up here and risk it by DMing somebody on Instagram to come to your house?
People think it was actually like a threesome gone bad, because the wording that she used, she said her and Kyler broke up.
But see, that's another reason why I said you do not give business to somebody who does not have a brick and mortar building, because it would not be a threesome if you were going into a place of business and sitting your ass in a chair. There's a reason why I say what it is I say. No. You don't get caught up. We as men in this day and age have to be very, very, very careful about what it is we do and who we allow in our space, especially if that person does not share the same physiological attributes we do. Right. Because how many times have you seen, like perfect example, jokers who sit up here sharing groupies? Why are you sharing groupies, knowing good and damn well these jokers are going to get on whatever podcast they want and spread your business?
Because I got a group of these.
I said the core word is group. You dig it?
A group of D's.
It ain't no fun if the homies cannot have none.
I never subscribed to that shit.
Me either. Me either. I'm sorry.
I
It was a nice song. It was a nice song back in '93. But I'm sorry, in 2022, I don't subscribe to that shit at all. Like, perfect example. That one chick, Selena Powell, I think her name is.
No idea.
Why people keep still passing her around is beyond me.
I should probably fire.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Fire that a clinic is gonna have to put out.
You know how
we talk. Go ahead, Phil. I'm gonna
you
move
know
on.
how you know how she knows she's riding his coattails is because let's just be simple here. Why is a famous person's hairstylist even famous? It's
right.
It's like if I become famous, is the guy who mows my lawn? Are they gonna have Jose on the podcast? You know, saying shit about me, saying I'm walking around the house naked.
If I see Jose leaving your house, I might interview that motherfucker. Yo, so we talking about people being falsely accused, right? So we talked about Emmett Till's accuser last week, right? And the fact that they found a 70-year-old warrant for her arrest. All right. Well, as you see the picture on the left, just a few days ago, protesters ran up in a retirement home in Raleigh, North Carolina, which was her last known address. Her name is Carolyn Bryant Dunham. She's now in her 80s, living in Raleigh, North Carolina. But they ran up in the retirement home looking for her. She wasn't. They ain't find her though. But they people looking for her.
Man, half them jokers that ran up in there were people trying to bust out their grandparents. Nana, we miss your banana pudding. I'm coming to get you. I'm just gonna be hiding amongst the angry Negroes. When I tell you to put your head down, just put your head down and follow us out. Man, please.
Put this cap on and look young.
Yeah.
Get you out to the guard.
Come on, man. That to me is asinine. What are you? What's your goal? You roll up
get her
in
locked up.
execution.
To get her locked up. Yeah. Go to jail.
So
Die in there.
You gonna mob style this woman and then for the
Thank
world
you. At a retirement home, really.
That's what happened to the little boy.
Yeah, the great point, Boom. I was just about to say that's what happened to the child.
But come on now, as black people, you gotta be better than what they did.
No,
the moment you touch
that's the problem.
We taking her to jail.
You touch her, and all of a sudden she's gonna be the victim as fuck. You know that.
She should be.
I ain't going up in there, man.
She should be victimized. What did you say? So,
I mean, now don't get me wrong. I'm not mad at it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, what's the point? I'm just saying, what's the point?
If I see on the news that this lady got hit in the head with a rock, I wouldn't be like, "Oh my god, no!" I'd be like, somebody got good aim." But just don't get caught.
But also, I think the week prior, they found a Nazi something and locked him up for his crimes that happened during the war. So
yeah, they got
he was like 101.
Yeah,
like 101.
Yeah, he might not make it off the bus.
Right, Phil, are you familiar with the Emmett Till situation that happened in 1955?
Yeah, I remember hearing about it a while back, but I don't know the little details, but I know the gist of it. You know, he got accused of something that he didn't do, and then just like this is the first black guy we saw, so he did it, right?
But see, this is the thing that I don't This is the thing that everybody, when it comes to the Emmett Till thing, is missing. Even if he did, let's say he did whistle at her, that shit was not worth what ended up happening to him. And I think that's the one thing that we're missing. People are like, he got accused of something that he didn't do. He got accused of whistling at her. Even if he did whistle at her, he should not have had a fate like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way, to me, when I think about this, I think that's the one thing that everybody overlooks. They're like, oh, he got accused of something he didn't do. What did he get accused of? He got accused of whistling at a white woman. Even if he did do that at 14 years old, his fate damn sure did not match the infraction. And I use quotations.
Whistling at a white woman in Mississippi in
No,
1955.
don't do it, Boone. Don't do it, Boone. Like seriously, don't even do that. That's
that's
not
a death
that is
sentence.
not
That's
no.
sundown town.
You know what's sad
Boom,
is that
boom.
that's
Come on, bro.
Mississippi
Come on, bro. That is
2022.
not worth it. That him whistling at a white woman, to hear what they did to him as a 14-year-old kid, bruh. I don't give a damn if he whistled at her, licked his tongue out at her. I don't care if he took his middle finger up. There was nothing he did.
What you
that
doing if you
resulted
see a
in
little
that.
boy? If you see a little 14-year-old boy lick his tongue out at your wife, what you gonna do?
Boom, you're not funny.
I'm asking
No,
a
I'm being
question.
serious. No, you're not funny.
I'm asking what would Doug do?
Are you asking me that in regards to what happened to him?
No.
He's
What
a
would you do?
14-year-old kid. I'm not doing anything to him.
Not gonna say nothing.
He's a 14-year-old kid.
Man, that's high school.
I'm gonna show you a picture of a 14-year-old kid I seen the other day.
That's high school. I was 14.
He's a 14-year-old kid.
Hey,
I'm old enough to be his father. I'm old enough to be. He's a 14-year-old kid.
Right, so you gotta check him.
There is nothing. Nah. There is nothing that
I think
No, we're not
she should
saying
still
that.
get prosecuted.
Yeah, that's why we're on the prosecution side. We're not saying that was.
That's the reason why I said what it is. I said we sit up here talking about what he got accused of. Even if he did whistle at that woman,
we're in agreement of that. Yes.
Yeah. His fate did not match that infraction.
You know how
and
they
it's not
exonerate
even an infraction.
You know how they exonerate people or pardon them in their death when they find out that this motherfucker didn't do it, right?
Yeah.
Well, do you think that they should do that equally when we find out somebody did, like convict them in their death?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Strip
Stain their name one good time.
Yeah, stain that name, strip them accolades, take his name off the building, take the statue down, all that.
Does that mean that does that mean that it didn't happen?
What didn't happen?
Who won the Heisman? Who won the Heisman? Reggie Bush or Vince Young?
I don't know.
Reggie Bush.
Didn't they strip him of it?
They damn sure did.
And y'all still said he won the Heisman. All of that shit is bullshit. That's stripping your name and all of that other stuff, especially after they dead.
I remember that because Vince Young should have won that shit.
But it doesn't matter. He didn't.
And that changes every year. So
at the end of the day, man, all of that shit is formalities. It's formalities.
Yo,
that shit don't matter.
Out every Saturday, NEMPATHY Show on Spinwax Radio. Download it on your Apple Store, your Google Play. Let's go. Spinwax Radio.
Don't you know no good?
God damn it.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Who took their Flintstone vitamins before the broadcast tonight?
I think it did a quick.
Hey, yo, tonight's main topic, and I know my man Petty Skywalker has a lot to say about this.
Oh,
Roe v. Wade was based on a lie.
Woo.
Motherfucking lie.
I'm out. Now,
He's out before we should even get started.
Just to make sure everyone's on the same page, right? We know what Roe v. Wade, the original decision was, right?
Explain it.
It was a court case that it resulted in the legalization of abortion nationwide, right? It's recently been overturned by the Supreme Court, and it was based on a lie. This is what I'm learning now. I learned a whole lot about this Jane Roe, right? And this is fucked up. So let's start. Skywalker, what do you have to say about the overturning of Roe v. Wade?
Oh, so we started with the nuclear weapon. We're not going to start with the guns or anything. We're going to start with the nuclear weapon first. Okay.
I think that the Roe v. Wade was an attempt by a lot of Republicans to kind of gain some type of control back. It was you had a lot of Democrats like in the Senate and states, and you still got creepy sleepy Joe in office, and they've been very pissed. You know what I'm saying? There's been a lot of talk about taking away guns and gun control. So I think the Republicans did what they do best. They pushed some shit back and they threw the Roe v. Wade without really realizing like who you're actually hurting. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I didn't really get political. I literally looked at like the black and white, the what makes sense. You're telling me that you're telling all these women that under no circumstance, right, that you can get an abortion. And that shit really just kind of hit me. And it even got any worse when it's like when you had medical people that are like, I'm not sitting on this board for this shit. No matter what, like you got medical people. I'm a hardcore Trump supporter. I've been a Republican 50 years. And as a doctor, I'm not sitting on this board for this shit. Even I'm not down for this. So it's a really bad decision. It's just really bad. And then it's like, you're telling these women, like if you're 16 years old and you get raped by your uncle and you get pregnant, you can't get an abortion. Like make that make sense to me. You're telling women that they have to go through several doctors and a legal system to say that this pregnancy could possibly kill you. We're going to allow you to get an abortion. I think that's bull. I completely disagree with the whole thing. I think that's absolutely bullshit. And I said it in one of my posts that I said, look, if Jesus can sacrifice, God can sacrifice his son Jesus, I don't see why these women can't get a goddamn abortion. I don't understand.
Well, we know this is state specific.
No, don't come back, Doug.
Don't come back, Doug. You stay go.
It's state specific. That's the
Did
overturning.
that nigga say if God can sacrifice Jesus, then why can't they kill a baby?
Right. It's state specific, so it's
Jesus
not
was a
nationwide
grown
that they
man.
can't get an abortion, or each state has these different stipulations.
Yeah,
some of them
state has
states really
different.
have that no tolerance that it just cannot happen.
This
Like,
nigga is the
like
most
Texas.
amazing individual.
Yeah.
This nigga is the most amazing individual I've ever had the pleasure of being on
Texas is
telecast.
Texas is like we hardcore no matter
Right.
what the situation is, no. Like literally, like I watched this interview and this dude really said, like the dude, he was a nurse. And he literally was like, this is what it's gonna sound like. Like if your 13-year-old daughter ends up getting like attacked in a sexual manner, this is what it's gonna sound like when a nurse is reading her rights. Like literally, she just got raped, and they're gonna have a nurse and a person, a law official, talking to your child, telling them that, hey, if they come back without a fetus, you're gonna go to jail, no matter how you got pregnant. If the doctor says, hey, you can possibly die from this pregnancy, well, we're going to need to see proof. We're going to have to run tests, and you're going to have to go through the legal system. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, nigga, what? And so I just been really on one. Like, I really do. I hope the same politicians that say no, I hope your side bitch gets pregnant. Now what? I bet you find time for an abortion then.
We do realize that Jesus was 33 years old when he died, right?
To our parents, we're always going to be our kids' babies.
So
we do know that Jesus could come back to life. Jesus came back to life, right?
And
So
no baby's going to be there for the women when they go back to heaven. When you get back to heaven, God going to be like, boom, look, you dropped all of these. Go ahead and get them.
We do know Jesus had a choice, right? I'm just trying to figure out the correlation between Jesus' crucifixion and Roe v. Wade. Like, I really and truly am. Like, Skywalker, you don't have to tie that joint in to me, boy. Because
it's a parent getting rid of their kids, a parent killing their kids. It's like you care so much about these wombs, but then turn around in 5 years, tell these kids, hey, I know you're 6 years old. I know you're in first grade, but your mom can't afford for you to have lunch. So you're just basically fucked with an apple and water all day. So it's like you don't give a shit about these kids when they go to school, but it's like you care so much about the womb. It's like, hey, lady.
So for the record, the crucifixion was a Galilean abortion clinic 33 years after Jesus came.
That's it.
I'm going off.
Wow, Phil, you seem like you had something to say.
This nigga's amazing.
I had a throwaway joke. I was just saying I know some 33-year-olds that I'd like to abort, if that's okay.
Yo, it's a real thing.
Yo, Phil and Skywalker, y'all need to start a podcast called The Black and White Perspective. Listen, go ahead, man.
There are women who use that as a form of birth control.
What, Jesus' story?
No,
abortion.
Oh,
deletion.
my bad. I'm
Hey, yo.
I'm still on the correlation between Jesus and abortion. I really and truly am. All right, my bad. Go ahead. Somebody
So,
else.
all right, Phil.
Somebody
So,
else.
Phil,
I'm
what
sorry.
do you think about the overturning of that
You know, I was gonna say another
decision?
thing too. One of one of the funniest but best quotes that I heard by a comedian. He goes, "All y'all are against abortion, but I want anybody to tell me the best memory they got at even 2 years old, sucking on a titty. Like, what's nobody? You know, where does
I shouldn't
consciousness
even
start?
laugh at that shit, but it's funny.
But I,
It
you
was
know,
easier to suck on the titty as a toddler than it is as a man now.
yeah. I mean, I agree with Skywalker. You know, I mean, like I'm not religious. I think, to be honest, I'm sick of choices in this country being made based on religion. And to me, you know, here's the other thing too. I wanna give a quick example about. I feel like depending on where you set your mental boundary, everybody's a hypocrite. And what I mean by that is, you know, you got people. I'll give you an example. You got this like woke mob going after anybody they want to cancel. But the moment David Bowie died, everybody praised David Bowie. David Bowie has a statutory rape on his record. Nobody talks about that. And so when you talk about, like, to me, abortion, like when does life start?
Elvis did marry Priscilla when she was like, what, 15, 16?
Yeah. So I mean that's, yeah, she probably, I mean, I'm just saying, I think abortion, yeah, another comedian said abortion's like a reclining seat in an airplane. You know, I know it's going to piss some people off, but if it's there, I like it. It's, I don't know.
You want to know the reason why I love comedy so much? And I'm going to go off, because we have the uncanny ability as comedians. No one knows this. Phil knows this. We have the uncanny ability to be able to put things in a perspective that everyone can understand it. I remember Dave Chappelle said this shit when he received his Mark Twain Award 2 years ago. Do you understand, in a world where everybody is cookie cutter, everybody follows the trends, comedy is the only genre that no matter how you feel, what you think, or what you believe, you will always have a champion for you. You could be a racist. I'm talking about a flaming racist. You will have a comedian out there who says some shit that you agree with. That agree, and like it really and truly is. That's the reason why I laugh. No matter what it is I think, I love hearing different comedians, because the shit is like, damn, they put it in a manner in which you can really and truly grasp it. And you can understand it. You may not agree, but you understand. And I think that's what the world is missing, is just being able to understand other people's point of view, because everybody believes. Now, there are certain factual things that are indisputable. Don't misconstrue what I'm saying. But as far as it goes with certain beliefs and things like that, it's crazy how there's always somebody who can put it in a manner in which you can understand.
You know, the thing that I find interesting about
Unless
Roe v.
it's a
Wade,
woman.
like this whole abortion thing, is like, it's like I'm in Chicago. You heard about this shooting at this parade, and everyone's like, you got to get rid of guns. Well, you get rid of guns. Go ahead, take people's guns. That's not going to get rid of guns. People are going to do it on the street. So this abortion thing, I don't even know why they're mad. You know why they're mad? Because you're not going to do it in a fucking clinic. You're going to heat up a
wire hanger.
Yeah, a wire
They're gonna
hanger.
go to the same place they got their BBL.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or
you know we got to take something out if we're gonna put something in. Is exactly what they're gonna say. We gotta take something out if we're gonna put something in. Now it's your choice.
Now you know what I was gonna write for a bit, because I just started. That's why I've been gone for a while, because I started doing stand up for 4 months. You know, I was gonna write for a bit. So I don't know if you guys heard. This is a true story. Steve-O, the more he's sober, the more he's getting fucking crazy. So his next stunt is he's getting breast implants. No joke. and he's getting saline ones because if you get them out within 6 months, it doesn't fuck up your body. So he's gonna get tits, and then he's gonna get a UFC fighter to pop them, which which to me is just mental illness. But I was like, you know, with this Roe V Wade thing, you know, men can get pregnant. He should get a UFC fighter to pop his belly, and that's what's and that's what's gonna happen if you illegalize if you overturn Roe v. Wade. They're just gonna find other ways, you know.
So what you're saying is that there's gonna be an increase in the women's division in the UFC.
Yeah.
Everybody gonna want to fight Amanda Nunes.
No, you know, there are men who are signing these laws and these bills into law. Why is there's never any mention of the women who are anti-abortion? There are women who are very fervently against that shit.
No. There is one woman. Her name was Sunny.
Buckets of red paint on you and shit like that.
Sunny. What's her name? Off of
Cher.
No, not Sunny and Cher. Fool. The one off the Whoopi Goldberg show. The Whoopi Goldberg show.
The View.
The View.
Philadelphia show. What was it?
Sunny hosting something like that. She's vehemently against abortion, and she said it on the show, and did not receive any backlash over it either.
She's against anti-abortion, or she's against abortion?
Against abortion.
She's against abortion.
You know, the last Destiny Child that joined the group, she came out and said she's against that shit after the overturning.
Michelle.
And I haven't heard anything ill about them at all.
But here's the thing.
Well, nobody pays attention to Michelle anyway, so
is because they're women. These are women. I feel like as a woman, you should have the right to be like, hey, I'm against abortion. I've had 3 kids. I'm against abortion. Okay, you dealt with having a fucking kid. You know what it's like. You can relate. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have that right. So I don't think any woman who's against abortion should get any backlash, especially if you've had kids, because you understand what it is to have kids.
Oh, I don't say nothing about it. I don't say nothing about it. About abortion as a man. I don't say nothing about it.
They say men shouldn't have any opinion.
They shouldn't.
If I agreed with you, and I was an advocate for your cause, you would love the fact that I was sharing my opinion.
But I stay out. But
because it's opposed to what you want,
it's a difference.
I don't have a say.
Your opinion, and then you sit in the room and vote. Because when you sit in the room, we're gonna vote this, and it was like what 21 to like 5 or some shit when they voted it out. It's
including
like,
a woman.
How many what?
There was a woman that voted to overturn.
How many men were on that board? And it's like the problem that pisses me off, you got a bunch of 60, 70, and 80-year-old men who can't even get their dick up talking about abortions. Nigga, you can't even get anybody pregnant. And you worried about
wait a minute. I gotta push back on that, Skywalker. I gotta push back on the erection. Okay. No, not on the erection. I'm pushing back on the erection.
You can't even get an erection. You can't even get an erection.
What I'm pushing back on is the fact that who are the people that put these old ass people in there? We are the US of AARP. Literally, that's what we are. If you look at the people who make these laws, they are so outdated, it's not funny. They are literally, the people who make the laws are literally the fucking hip hop, the hip it to the hip. That's who they are.
Not even
they are. They before that.
They
wanted to shut that shit down when it came out.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. They like the Planet Rock of what's going on, and this is my thing. To me, this is where America is so far behind. You should have some sort of limit on how many terms you should spend in office.
I agree.
You should, because I want you to think about this.
And it should be an age cap.
Yes, I want you to think about this.
I think it should be a competency cap, not an age cap.
I want y'all to think about this. There are people on Capitol Hill who have had longer terms on Capitol Hill than people have had marriages. And only one is supposed to last forever. I want you to think about that. There are people who have been on Capitol Hill longer than there are people who've been in matrimony. And only one is supposed to last a lifetime.
Biden been
That's
in there longer
amazing.
than I've been alive, I think, right?
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
I got a quick thing. The thing that stuck out to me when Doug was talking was the word limit. What if they fucking put a limit on how many you can only have 5 abortions? Because how many? Because you know what?
Okay.
If you fuck up 5 times, learn how to use a fucking condom. You know.
Wait, because the question. This is the thing, right?
I'm not saying
if you
shit.
go to Planned
I'm
Parenthood
tired
or
of y'all
something,
taking my shit and morphing it.
is
I
an
am
abortion
officially off.
Is it abortion something that you have to pay for? Is it taxpayer dollars?
I feel like if it's on your insurance, right? If your insurance covers part of it and you paying the rest of it, I figure you get as many as you want to, because it's like this. The earth is already crowded as it is. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. My boy Thanos.
This nigga is amazing.
It's not crowded.
It bullshit. Have you seen these interstates for no damn reason? My boy
It's
Thanos
crowded in the concentrated area.
I was say yeah.
No, not unless they have a 95 in China. Now there it's crowded, but not here.
Yeah.
So why would you want, right, a person who clearly isn't ready to be a responsible adult, let alone a parent, right, not having an abortion? I seen one case where the woman was fucking with a dude heavy, you know what I'm saying, and nigga got a life sentence, and she found out she was pregnant, and she went and got an abortion, and they're like, why would you go get an abortion?
Kill the Messiah.
I'm not about to be a single mom to a nigga who just caught a life sentence. Like, I don't understand.
You don't think she could have said, well, God killed Jesus and that would have worked?
You know what?
Was born in jail.
She might have, but it's like, I think the problem is people are using like the dumb, irresponsible bitch that goes and then get an abortion because she wants to have unprotected sex. You're using one narrative to kind of categorize all these other women. You
mean like what they've been doing with black people forever?
Wait, hold up. The opposite narrative that they're using is rape and incest, and that's probably the least. I'm willing to say that's the least amount of the reasons why people get abortions.
It's like 3%.
There's probably way more irresponsible abortions than there are rape
I'm gonna
abortions.
say something that's gonna be revelatory, but y'all are gonna understand it. This shit is not about women's rights. This shit is not about caring about life. This shit is not about taking women's choices away. The great Chris Rock said, behind every natural disaster is a white man getting rich. Somewhere along the line, this shit is about money. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't even think of America as a company and as a country anymore. There are 50 companies under a conglomeration. There are 50 subsidiary companies under a conglomeration. I think of it like McDonald's. If you don't think McDonald's Corporation knows the fucking ice cream machine doesn't work at any of them? Yes, they know, but it does not affect their profits. Once customers start walking out and not buying anything because the ice cream machine works, that's where corporate will come into play. Everything in America is about money.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is about money. And that's the part that people don't understand, or people are literally trying to gloss over. I'm not sitting up here under any circumstances saying that women shouldn't have a choice over their bodies. I'm a man. Y'all have all the choices y'all want. Y'all can have it. But y'all need to understand all of this shit is about money.
Mm-hmm.
Even with the feministic movement and how it is turned into now just bashing men. It's about money. You want to know why? Because they know that the buying power in America are women. Men don't spend money like that. If men do spend
unless
money,
they're in the alphabets.
If men do spend money, it's to impress a woman.
You know what my crazy conspiracy theory is? I didn't even think about it because I never heard anybody talk about this.
I'm about to say it too. I hope you don't say
it. It's indirect. So if you illegalize abortion in certain states, people are going to be traveling to other states where you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So in my opinion, I think it's trimming the blue states down. Because once you concentrate all the people who want abortion, every single vote is going to be red from that Republican. That's
and
Phil,
a good
and
point.
Phil,
That's a
are
good
you
thought.
telling me and you telling me that does not tie back into currency?
Oh yeah, for sure.
No, he
Thank
never
you.
said. But
I got another way about that it ties into currency that I haven't heard anybody say. All right, so you know, we all know about the Federal Reserve, correct?
Yeah.
Right. And it is not federal, right? It's a private entity that we borrow our money from, right? How do we pay that back from taxpayer dollars, from citizens? If there's a certain community that has a negative birth rate going on right now, we're killing everybody's killing each other at alarming rates, right? We need more people so we can pay this debt.
Yeah. You know,
Me personally, I was watching television the other day, and they said that the #1 threat against the United States is China.
Yes.
So I think that's why they got rid of Roe v. Wade, because
they got
China's
billions.
got 5 billion people, and we're hovering at about 256 million. So that's kind of like Hayfield versus Michigan. If we ever got into a fight, that's like Hayfield High School versus the University of Michigan. We're not gonna win.
I understand where women are coming from when they say, "Yo, it's their body. Men shouldn't have an opinion." But to what Doug was saying, it's bigger than your ability to delete a pregnancy. What's really at hand here is a government telling you what you can and can't do with your body, and that's going to be across the board. You know, this is just a stepping stone. Yeah. So if we don't help you, you know, advocate for this, you're gonna lose it.
But see, the one thing, and this is what women need to understand, and this is not even trying to be funny. One thing about it is I'm over trying to mince my words when it comes to offended, because people are going to get offended no matter what. But this is the one thing that women need to understand. You need men to push your agendas. And a lot of the women who are angry about the overturning of Roe versus Wade are the very women who have been shitting on men for years. They're the very women that have been shitting on men for years, and we just need to say it. Ladies, I'm all for your choice. I believe it's your body, your choice. Let me say that again. It is a direct quote. I believe it's your body, your choice. But what you need to understand is that for every freedom you have, there have been men that have literally stood in the gap to fight for those freedoms. And now that they're taking one of your freedoms away, a lot of women are turning to men. The very men that y'all sit up here and call toxically masculine, the very men that y'all sit up here saying y'all don't need, the very men that y'all sit up here talking about, y'all need us to push this thing through. And I'm all for it. I want y'all to have y'all freedoms. I want y'all to have y'all rights, because it is your body. But y'all need to understand, y'all need us to help push some of these a lot of these agendas through. So please, ladies, y'all need to be very careful about the rhetoric and the narratives that you're putting out there when it comes to men, because we're the very entities that y'all are looking to now to help y'all get what it is y'all should have, which is freedom over your own bodies.
Now let's talk about.
Can I go? Oh, okay.
All right, go ahead, B.
I'll go. So a legendary rapper once said, "Voting good." Yeah, these Roe versus Wade has been overturned. So now your state gets to decide what, when, how, where, if you can get an abortion. Voting for your state legislation is coming up in this November. The problem is most of y'all only focus on the presidential elections. It's a whole nother set of elections that you're missing. The president does not handle every issue in the country. If you work at Verizon cell phone store, if you have an issue with your schedule, you do not call the CEO. There's a whole bunch of people in between you and the CEO that you can and should talk to get your schedule fixed.
That's dope, Brian. That was a dope point right there about the Verizon. That was, hey, Brian, I swear to God, if you was not my homeboy, I'd steal that shit for a bit. Because that was dope. No, bro, that was dope as shit. That was dope as shit because I get so sick and tired of people constantly blaming the president. That was dope as shit right there. And I'm not a Joe Biden advocate by no stretch, but that was dope as shit right there with the
presidency in general. Like a lot of they're not supposed to do that. They're supposed to be talking to other countries on our behalf. They shouldn't be worried about certain stuff. That's
fucking liaison.
Yeah.
That was dope. Hey, Brian. That was dope as shit, bro. That was dope as shit.
Right there. Now, let's talk about the fruit of ill-gotten gains.
I wouldn't like any of that fruit.
Okay, the fruit of ill-gotten gain. Okay, now the Roe V Wade decision originally happened was back in the 70s, right? And Jane Roe, that was the name that they gave her to keep her anonymous. Her name is actually Norma Lee Nielsen McCorvey. All right.
Good Lord, no wonder they went with Roe.
They kept her anonymous because there's a lot of shit under the covers here. All right. Now, did y'all know that the woman at the center of Roe versus Wade has never undergone an abortion?
After all that,
really?
Never. Do you know why this case came up? Because she accused 2 black men of raping her and lied about it, and she wanted to get an abortion.
Everything's about race.
Brian, be knowing. Hey, Skywalker brought it up last week. Skywalker, what do I say? When has a black man what?
Never been held accountable.
Prior to that child that she wanted to abort, she gave her 2 children prior to that up for adoption.
Oh, so she just get all these kids out of here.
In her later years, she became an anti-abortion advocate. On her deathbed, she said her involvement in Roe versus Wade was the biggest mistake of her life. Said she never really supported the anti-abortion movement, and she was paid to become the scapegoat or the mascot.
It's amazing to me how in hindsight, everybody is always apologetic. As if you don't know in the middle of this shit that it's fucked
up. The shit you was doing was wrong when you did it.
Thank you. Like it reminds me of what Mike Epps said in that ill-begotten movie Jump the Broom, where it was nothing but a black cast together with a stupid ass plot. It's amazing to me.
That shit Jump the Broom.
That shit shouldn't have been called Jump the Broom. It should have been called Swept Under the Rug.
And then this is the thing.
But it's amazing because Mike Epps said this to what's her name's character. He said it's amazing to me how people are always sorry after they do some fucked up stuff. It's amazing to me. As if you don't know while you're doing it, it's wrong. That's crazy to me.
Now so you got the women have their rights. I agree, they should have their rights. But I also look at it at the legal side of it, and the decision was based upon a lie, and it was never codified into law. And there have been justices all this time saying it's going to get overturned eventually. Only thing somebody has to do is push,
right?
Because it was weak in the first place.
Isn't that what they're trying to avoid anyway?
Hey, that's good, Doug.
So I mean, but so like I it's kind of like when the NFL, everybody's wearing pink for breast cancer month, right? And women are like, yeah, they I'm wearing my pink, my team. I'm like, yo, they don't give a fuck about your breast, right? Like, you are the fastest growing group of money spenders, and that's why they're they're advertising to you. They're marketing to you.
Advertising, because how much money have they put into breast cancer research?
That you know what I mean? I mean, wouldn't you think testicular cancer?
Don't get me
colon
started, because I
cancer
believe
would
they got
be
the cure
closer
for
to the
this shit.
NFL's like needs?
Fruits and vegetables.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't get me started, because I believe they got the cure for all these cancers.
Well,
But that's another show.
what I'm saying
That's
is,
another show.
people advocate for things, and they don't. It's like celebrating a holiday, and you have no idea why you're celebrating it, or the origins of it.
That's easy. Columbus Day.
Because I'm off work or I'm out of school. That's what.
I had
right. See, that's what it is. You're off work. You're out of school. You get to abort. Right, but you don't know the story of the false accusation and the mascot for your movement never even had one.
I mean, I said that. I said
Boone,
I had
you're
that
a disgusting individual. You know
I had that conversation at work. You know, they was talking about taking holidays off, and I'm just like, so we really is still celebrating Columbus Day, knowing damn well he never touched America, right? Like that's a well-known fact. This nigga ain't even close. He got to like the Caribbeans and got ran the fuck off. Somebody else stumbled upon the Indians' native land and claimed it as their own. So he never got to America.
The problem is, Jody,
saying that they
it's not a
aborted
well-known
the mission?
fact. It's not a well-known fact, Jody. That's the problem.
It's not a well-known fact to people, because we as black people, we love when we hear some shit about white people lying about history, because we be the first ones to do that. I was like, oh, because when motherfuckers were like Christopher Columbus discovered America, how many black people Googled that shit? White people didn't want to hear that shit.
Well, let me ask you this, Skywalker.
We definitely
how do you feel when you learn about black activists in our past and our history, and you find out that they was FBI informants?
I said it sound about right. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take the good with the bad, because not every single black person that was an activist was a great activist.
All skin folk ain't kinfolk.
Yeah, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Just like the bitch from Black Lives Matter used that money to buy her a house. It's like
a nice house.
A nice house too. And I'm just like, the bitch.
But you don't think she was trying to start generational wealth for her Black lives that mattered?
So technically, she was trying to start life for the black lives that she thought mattered. You know,
there
not
you
all
go.
She thought mattered. And then Doug, turn your camera off right quick.
Nah, leave it on.
No, I'm leaving it on.
Turn your camera. So listen, I was having a conversation on Facebook, right? And so I was like, I swear to God, and this is me being as honest as I could be, the first pansexual, transformer, whatever that says they're pro-life, I'm gonna punch him in the face, and it's not a hate crime because it's off of pure principle. I swear to God on that. Because
hey, Doug, how you catch it? Oh, hold on, I see it.
Yeah, the views expressed on NEMPATHY are solely the person who said them.
Hey yo! All right, we back.
I will not tolerate.
I ain't turning my camera back on yet, Brian.
I will not tolerate anybody that is not willing to reproduce the scientifically correct way to sit here and talk about damn Roe V Wade. No, you sit this one out. You got your own fight. Go over there with your rainbow group. This is not this ain't about you. This ain't about you. I straight up spoke about that. This ain't about you.
God, I think you sacrificed the wrong child.
They could reproduce, Jody. It was a transsexual woman.
God sacrificed the wrong child. He shouldn't have took Jesus. He should have took Jody. God sacrificed the wrong child.
It was a trans woman.
This motherfucker Skywalker, listen to me.
Look at your camera.
You are an amazing individual. Just when I think,
pepper.
Just when I think you can't say anything worse, you literally say, I'm gonna show these niggas. That's exactly what you say. Every week, I'll be like, he can't get no worse. You go home and say, oh, I'm gonna show these niggas. Come back.
From my DMs, I've been called a homophobe. I've been called racist. I've been called a misogynist. I've been called a simp. So I was like, you know what? If I'm getting called all of that, I must be saying something right. If I'm getting called all these names, I got to be saying something right.
Yeah, so how I go, Jody? They attack Jesus, they attack you.
Basically, that's exactly it right there.
That's like after you get your physical therapy license, you're a misogynist.
Yeah.
No.
Oh man. Oh my God.
No.
Because one of my subjects in my podcast for next season is how you can't be a feminist and a wife. No, that's not how that works.
Oh,
We need to have some ladies
I may
on
tune
for
in
that.
for that one just to see how you tie that together, Reverend Skywalker. I want to see how you tie that together.
Yo, check this out.
Yeah.
Right while you were in Georgia.
Is she deaf?
No, I wasn't.
You were not.
Let me
No,
start
I
that
wasn't.
over.
You were raped while you were in Georgia.
No, I wasn't.
You were not.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, so all those stories that are in the books and so forth are not true?
Yes, sir. Yes.
They're not true.
Right.
And it turned out that lying wasn't the only embarrassment this darling of the pro-choice forces presented. In her personal treatise published last year, Norma McCorvey told the story of her somewhat sordid life. Then she still adamantly supported abortion. Now she adds that to the list of sins she took with her into the baptismal pool.
I've cheated people out of money. I've sold drugs. I was an abusive alcoholic for many years. I've done a lot against his teachings. But I think the far greater sin that I did was to be the plaintiff in Roe versus Wade.
I'll be damned.
Ow. Hey, go ahead.
Go ahead, young. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, Slim.
Wait
Go ahead,
a minute.
Hey,
that's a
Brian,
sound bite,
cameras.
yo.
He about to go.
Hey,
cameras.
hey, boo,
cameras.
That's a sound bite, yo.
Let me get this straight.
Brian, turn your camera off. You about to go in.
No, because this Humpty Dumpty looking ass.
You know what I'm saying?
I could come back for this.
Right? She gets to just exclude all the wrong things she did because she walks in the pool with the pastor. Right?
Mm-hmm.
All the black men that have been falsely accused over the years of history, right?
Mm-hmm.
Niggas is still getting death row. Niggas are on death row for 30 years and they get $100,000 and get the fuck out of my face. She gets to live free because she walked in the pool. I sold drugs. Right? And it's like, you walk into a pool. And then here's the shit that pisses me off. This darling, excuse me? Darling. Because when a young black man gets shot by the police for scratching his ass, they go out and find the quickest mugshot of him in juvie at 13. But she gets called a darling after basically lying to prove her point. And she walks her big Humpty Dumpty ass. Like, she didn't even have no chin. How the hell did she fold towels? Did she bite it when she folded? Like, she didn't even have no chin. Like,
you know what your problem is? You know what your problem is, black man? How dare you talk about that beautiful white woman that way? How dare you talk about her like that? You don't know how difficult her life is. You don't. But I am so sick.
It's hard to be a drug dealer. You're right.
I am so sick and tired of black men like yourself talking about the problems in the white community. You don't understand what Phil goes through every day, do you? Does he, Phil? He doesn't understand what it's like to be born with a 700 credit score. He doesn't understand it, Phil. So you educate this Negro. Uneducate this Negro, Phil.
I'm tired, right? I'm tired of white people getting the opportunity to lie for years and then just skate past the shit like ain't nothing happened.
So you're mad at them.
Is this
no,
a white
why don't
woman?
you be mad
is
at
this a white woman
yourself?
thing or
You're
a woman
lazy.
thing?
You're lazy and you don't want to work, black man. Now
this a
me,
white
I
woman
came
thing?
here and I got a piece of the American dream. I've worked hard and I've gotten myself out of the hoods and the neighborhoods that have entrapped us. And I have worked hard. See, now I'm washing lettuce. Soon I'll be on fries. You understand that? And that's when the big bucks start.
Calvin.
I think
So, all right,
Boone
Phil,
asked
man.
a good question.
Phil, how do you feel about
Phil's like, I'm
Roe v.
staying
Wade
out of that black
after these
shit.
Bill
revelations?
staying out that shit.
He said, "Yeah, bring it back to Roe versus Wade. Leave me out of the black shit."
I think everybody fucking makes mistakes. I'll be honest. You don't like. I don't know what she was going through. I mean,
There
what
we go.
if somebody's
you're
gonna
right.
be against like that hairdresser trying to cancel this football player?
Right.
He made one mistake. You're gonna fuck up his career. So this bitch didn't even know what she was getting herself into.
Right.
And she
You
maybe
think
regret.
so?
I don't.
This is the one thing I will say, agreeing with Phil. Let's not sit up here and act like, as somebody, listen to me. I love the Marine Corps. I love it. But let's not sit up here and act like if you've ever walked into a fucking recruiter's office, they don't try to make it seem like you Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, let's be for real. And I agree with, I'm not being an advocate for that woman or white people as a whole, but Phil makes a great point. Let's not sit up here and act like people out there, especially people who work for the powers that be, don't sit up there and fill your head with a bunch of nonsense, making it seem like you're doing something for the greater good. Like, look at Judas and the Black Messiah. They actually made that dude think he was doing something good.
He did.
You want to know? You want to know what happened?
Good for the FBI.
I mean, and that's, people want to say, oh, this was so it was a lie, but I still think it led to good decisions. Or led to a good fucking, like, I mean, because opposite shit happens where, there was a Jewish scientist who was coming up with a different type of gas to use to power cars. Later on, he found out that was the same gas that they were using in Nazi concentration camps, and he wanted to fucking kill himself. And that's and I wanted to say something real fucked up because I love like horror movies and twisted shit. You want to know a fucked up piece of white history that I found? I read on a podcast.
You mean there's just one?
Oh yeah, there's just one. No, but I mean, no. When I heard this, I'm like, this sounds like the plot to like a Jordan Peele movie. You know how they say George Washington's teeth were wooden?
Oh yeah, I know you're going with this. Bring it home, Phil. Come on.
You just found that out, Phil?
They weren't wooden.
They weren't.
He wanted to find the slave with the brightest smile, and then they knocked him out of his mouth. And then he went around the next day on his high horse, smiling and being like, "Don't I look pretty?" to the guy with a mouth with no teeth.
Yeah, you ain't know
and
that, Phil?
And they don't tell you about that in the class.
You think?
Yeah, but the whole perspective is she lied about being raped by black men so she can get an abortion. It's just like that just sounds like a typical day in American history. It's like abortion wasn't okay until black people were involved. Now all of a sudden, let's push the abortion issue because it's just like one dude said, you want some real gun control? Start having a bunch of black people out there.
Yeah, Joy Behar. One of the few things Joy Behar said that I agree with. She said that shit on The View. She said when black people get guns, that's when you'll see all of it.
You know what? They jumped down her throat about that, but there's a precedent. When the Black Panthers strapped up, they changed all types of laws.
But also, black people are the fastest growing gun owners in the country.
Because we realized that the white people didn't want us to have one. It was the one.
The bottom line is, this country has used black people as the barometer for their laws for a long time. Let's just be honest about it. Let's be real about it. They didn't, man. I'll put it to you like this: when was there a war on drugs?
80s.
When they came into the black community.
When they were dropped off.
Yes. White people
when they were placed.
And the powers that be have always been using drugs. But once somebody in Iowa or on Wall Street started smoking crack, then all of a sudden it became a war on drugs.
No, it was a war on drugs when black people were doing it.
No,
when they
no,
started
listen,
doing
listen,
it
listen.
was a health epidemic.
Brian, you missed my point. It became a war on drugs when it affected white people.
No, I hear what you're saying. What I'm saying is they changed the term. They stopped using that. They were using that when it was in the black community. Once it started going out to their community, it became an opioid crisis.
It became an epidemic. But who was the war against? It was against us. It's all whenever there is something like, perfect example, the war on poverty. That's what started gentrification. The war on poverty. Come on, man. City, you're from Southeast. They never cared about Southeast.
That's not true.
When did they care about it prior to them gentrifying it?
If you look at, I went to Anacostia Senior High School, right? The most Southeast school in Southeast. If you look at the Anacostia yearbook from 1960s, it's all white people.
Yeah.
Okay.
This used to be prime white people area.
Yeah, the same way Compton, California. Wait, the same way Compton, California was.
So is it so did we gentrify it? Did we?
No, what they did was they forced us. What they did was they redlined us to an area, deprived it of all resources, and then they lowered it and bought us all out, and now they've lifted the prices back up.
You missing
why
a
do
step.
you think
Why
do you think Southeast looks the way that it does?
You
that
missing
ain't
a
the
step.
Ballou High School that a lot of my niggas graduated from. That ain't the Ballou High School they graduated from.
You missing a step. What white people who was working in factories and warehouses, etc. They were getting paid shitty wages. They had fucked up working conditions, and they were trying to unionize and shit and make demands. And those business owners found a new labor class in us, and that's when we had the great migration from the south to the north. And then that's when we took all those factory jobs and all that. There was race riots because we were coming up taking the jobs and stuff, right? Then you had the white flight to the suburbs, and then they took the money out of the cities, closed down all the factories and all that shit, and then redlined us and calcified us in there.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
I got a question for Doug and Brian, right? Because somebody brought this to my point.
A question for me?
But you and Brian, right?
Okay.
What would you say that for black people, right, who say that they're against abortions because they think that black women should have black babies so the country doesn't get whitewashed?
It's already whitewashed.
I think that to me is not a dumb question that you're asking, but I think that would be a dumb premise for somebody to say, because like Brian said, the country is already whitewashed.
The thing is, the abortion thing, they say a part of the abortion thing is the fact that the white is washing out. So that's why it's ain't no abortion.
That's what I meant to say. It's like white people are want black people to get abortions to push out black, stop black kids from being born so the country can
do y'all know that's the origins of Planned Parenthood?
Yes.
Because Margaret Sanger, who is actually the grandmother of
Reggie Sanger.
No. Bill Gates.
Bill Nye. Okay.
Okay. They are staunch what do they call that shit? Eugenicists. Right? Margaret Sanger said we are like weeds. And that's what she came with Planned Parenthood. Right? And then it just gives you some more insight into when you see Bill Gates coming out with these vaccines and stuff, just think of where he's coming from. Why does a software engineer have the key to the vaccines?
The software engineer who can't keep a virus off a laptop, that he gonna keep a virus out your body.
So
Boy,
I
we
got
are on it tonight with
Phil.
our analogies, aren't we?
Go ahead, Phil.
So there's two things I want to say. One thing I wanted to say, you know, being Taoist, yin and yang, keeping things simple. The biggest personal reason why I stand, whatever the fuck happened to this Roe bitch, why I like.
I'm an advocate for women, but this Roe bitch.
No, yeah. You know, it's like Archie Bunker says: there's women and there's dumb broads. But no. But what I was saying is, I believe in death sometimes over suffering, and what I mean by that is, I had a stupid hippie bitch friend who she found a ran over kitten, and she's trying to start a GoFundMe to try and fund this surgery for this cat that's not gonna survive. It's like, bitch, you're walking around with a toupee on a leash, you know? And so like that cat is gonna suffer for his whole life.
Right. Yeah. I'm with you on that. Yeah.
Hey, no, Phil, what you got on the leash?
A toupee.
A wet toupee, because it won't stop bleeding.
And so with abortion, where are these kids gonna go? They're gonna go to orphanages. They're gonna get ass raped by pedophiles. They're not gonna have a good life. So that's why I choose sometimes death over suffering, because they're not gonna. But here's what I'm segueing to the second thing I want to say. Have any of you seen Idiocracy?
No, it sounds familiar. No.
It's the guy who made Beavis and Butthead made this movie, and it's kind of like a cheeky comedy, and it's basically about how the future is going to be. And one of the jokes in it is, how come all the rich people aren't fucking? It's all the people who are. It's not about race. It's just all the dumb people are fucking constantly. And the reason why is, if you do things like, if you keep the dumb people fucking, you need those dumb people to have smart people. You need that balance. So if they're gonna overturn something like abortion, we need stupid people to keep control of, to be on top. And that's I don't know. That's the way I saw it. Like, that's what I thought about.
This I got a viewpoint. I don't see many people.
There are a lot of dumb people fucking.
Yeah.
Yes.
You the last word on this, Brian. You know.
Dumb fucking people. Men, this is our time to shine. And this is our time to step up and help our women with this abortion issue. Stop getting these women pregnant. You ain't got to worry about abortion if she ain't getting pregnant in the first place. Keep your semen to yourself. Okay? Especially since now this phrase has came out, it's been said a lot of times on the show tonight. It's her body, her choice. And I get that to an extent, right? But also, a piece of my body is inside your body. So it's not just your body, my G, and you get to make all these decisions with my body. Like, you know what I'm saying? And let's say you decide to keep it. Now it's not your body, your choice. Now you get to decide what happened with my body. You get to decide if I got to be here, if I got to be there, if I have to pay this, I have to pay that. And it's too much. It's a lot of decisions going on, fellas. They keep telling us that we don't have the right to be a part of, and that's cool. So completely remove yourself from the situation by removing yourself from the vagina. They won't have to worry about nothing. Wrap it up, big dog. Go abstinent, big dog. Don't even give them. They don't even. Everybody need to sit down real quick. Everybody need to sit down, cool off. Like Phil said, dumb people having kids. Let's say everybody dumb. Let's all be dumb for the rest of the summer. Keep it flat, keep it even. Stay woke.
Pull out some pull-ups.
Pull out some pull-ups.
Yo.
Hell me.
This is a great episode, man. You know, I just wanted to bring that information out to my fellas, because I know y'all ain't know that shit.
Yo, I really spit this water out. Hold up. Somebody said my balls, my call, yo. Shout out to you, Facebook.
Shout out to Ron Canada.
Oh, Ron, what up, boy?
Ron, what up? What up?
Yeah, but I know y'all didn't know that because when I learned that shit, I was like, ain't that a bitch?
I feel like I seen it on social media.
That's crazy, you know. But research is a motherfucker, and I think more people should do it, you know. But it's that time for Doug's perspective right on the NEMPATHY Show, @NEMPATHYShow.com. Yo, Doug.
Yo.
Brittany Griner just pled guilty over there in Russia for being caught for having cannabis vape oil.
Being caught.
Right? She pled guilty. And there is a narrative going on social media right now that if she was LeBron James, she wouldn't be over there no more. What you got to say?
She's not. All right, that's it. I'll see y'all tomorrow. She's not. This is the thing that's really starting to aggravate me, man. Everything is a competition nowadays. Everything is a competition. Like I was watching the 30 for 30 about the women's national team, right? And Lisa Leslie got on there and she said they were talking about the living arrangements that they had to go through in '96 in Atlanta. No, the living arrangements they had to go through while they were doing their world tour. And Lisa Leslie actually said this, and this is a direct quote from the video, from the movie. Did Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan have to share a room in '92 like we are doing now? Shorty, you're not Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan. In 1992, Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan were two-time back-to-back NBA champions. In 1992, Michael Jordan was going for his second gold medal. In 1992, Michael Jordan was the face of the NBA and technically the face of sports. You are not Michael Jordan. Now, do I agree y'all shouldn't have been sharing a room? Absolutely. But Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen should not have been the barometer for y'all in 1996. You get what I'm saying? That's like me sitting up here saying, well, Drake doesn't have to wait in line to get into a club. Nigga, are you a light-skinned Canadian rapper who has a heart cut into his hairline and rented out a stadium to bang a chick on a date? No, you're not. So don't use Drake as a barometer. You can use Aubrey as a barometer, but you cannot use Drake as a barometer. The one thing that we need to stop acting like in this lifetime is that life is fair. Fair is a place where you judge pigs. Okay? Fair does not exist. You have to live your life by the realistic parameters that are already set out there. When this mystical, magical, mysterious place called fair finally opens its gates and let people in for general attendance, then we can use fair. Brittany Griner is not LeBron James. You want to know why? Because Brittany has more hair than LeBron. That's number one. Number two, LeBron James, and I hate to say this, but we have had tense conversations with Russia since the 50s. We have literally been having a staring competition with Russia for over half a century. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong about this. But we have literally been having a staring competition with Russia for over half a century. That's number one. Number two, no one in the Eastern Hemisphere likes us. No one likes us. Why would Brittany Griner be in that country with an illegal substance is beyond me. You're a 6'9" black woman. You're a 6'9" black woman. Yo, you're gonna get noticed over there. They are going to descend upon you. Girl, even in the WNBA, you can't go to the hole without the entire team collapsing on you. So what makes you think you're gonna go through this country without being noticed? Now, do I believe that she's being treated fairly? Hell no. But once again, that word fair does not exist, especially when you're in a foreign country. I want Brittany to get home too. But this goes to a bigger issue when it comes to black athletes. I'm going to say it once and I'm going to say it again and again and again and again. Until this mythical, magical, mysterious place called fair opens its gates and lets all attendees in, no matter what they look like, us as black people are going to have to start marching to the beat of a different drum and start being a lot more wiser and intelligent about how we carry ourselves. This goes to the Kyler Murrays of the world, the Deshaun Watsons of the world, to the Young Thugs of the world, to the Brittany Griners of the world. I am imploring us as black people, stop with the fair talk and start with what is real and what isn't. One of the best lines that I ever remember from ATL, other than "she thicker than a swamp possum with the mumps," is when Uncle, I think his name was Fred, was looking at T.I., who was being all emotional down in his basement, and said, "I just want you to be able to decipher between what's real, what you feel, and what's real. I feel like shit should be fair. What's real is that it isn't. And until that day comes, we as black people are going to have to start handling ourselves as such. Because the one thing we cannot do in the black community is make mistakes and then ask for mercy. We cannot put ourselves in certain positions and then when we get a lack of mercy, lament the lack of mercy that we get from the position that we put ourselves in. I know this is an unpopular thing to say, but guess what? When I die, there's only going to be one person in that damn casket. So I'm going to say some unpopular shit. And like Mike Tyson said years ago to a reporter, if you don't like it, turn off your station. Because at the end of the day, somebody needs to say this to us as black people. We need to stop operating in life like everything is fair. There is no such thing as fair. Don't sit up here and bring LeBron James into this. And anybody who knows me knows I am not a LeBron James advocate at all. But don't bring LeBron James in this. This ain't got shit to do with LeBron James. Because if LeBron James was in this same situation, I'd say the exact same thing to him. We as black people, especially those individuals who are high on the hog, so to speak, we are going to have to start being more careful about how we move. Until this mythical, mystical, magical place of fair exists and reveals itself to everyone, we're going to have to start deciphering between what we feel and what is real. Food for thought. Scrape the plate.
Doug's perspective. Yeah, man. Thank you for sharing that perspective. Yo, thank you, Wild Phil, for coming through. Yo, shout out to Value to Mind. Shout out J3Z checking in. Shout out the boy Biggs, all on IG checking in, man. Phil, what's your social media?
I got Instagram, Wild Phil's Osophy. I also got a YouTube show. It's 3 words. That's the only way to find it. Wild Phil's Osophy. I'm gonna start interviewing people too soon because I'm gonna get a nice setup. I got 2 nice leather recliners that I'm setting up this show. I'm going to town. And
casting couch.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm gonna that's all I got coming up. I'm doing stand-up around Chicago. I'm taking some classes tomorrow at Lincoln Lodge, which is where all the Chicago stand-ups start out. So yeah, it's going good.
So you guys
with your casting couch thing, I got 2 words for you. Harvey Weinstein. Just be careful.
Okay.
I go to comedy school.
It's a group where we're gonna riff together with professionals. So you learn how to write well, you learn how to hit that punchline. You know, I know people who do one-liners. You know, like behind every creepy white man, there's a woman pegging him in the ass. You know, They do one-liners like that, but I'm more of a storyteller comedian. So it kind of helps you find your identity, you know.
I want to tell a story about the ass.
Yeah.
Like tarantula ass.
Yeah, yeah.
Yo, Doug Bennett.
Yo, you know me, Mr. Perspective Doug Bennett. You can find me on the Doug Bennett _01 on Instagram, the Doug Bennett on Facebook, Douglas P. Bennett on Facebook. Also, conversations _ with comedians on Instagram. I'll be back on air tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, talking comedy, talking culture, and talking controversy. RipRadioNetwork.com, home for DMV's #1 podcast on comedy, conversations with comedians. Holla at your boy.
The PhD of Petty, Dr. Skywalker.
And you know, you can find me on Instagram, Jody Hendricks 21 on Instagram, and we'll be back with season 2 of Unhinged, July 26th, Wednesday, 8 o'clock.
All right. Yo, is Brian B. Knowing there? I know. Yo, check out Brian B. Knowing at Brian B. Knowing on all his social media platforms. I go by the name of Sonic Boone. Sonic Boom. Follow me at SONICBOONETV on my social media platforms. Follow us at NEMPATHY Show. And thank y'all, man. We out of here.